Hey everybody, this episode is my interview with post-emo artist Drinkbleachh. As we talk about during the interview, I was a little uncomfortable talking to him at first, because as has been established on the show before, kind of the new style of hip-hop that the kids seem to be into is something that I really have a hard time grasping. But it's a very good conversation. I feel like his music is something that is slightly more accessible than some of the other stuff in that genre, and we had a lot of common ground. Even if you're like me, and you're an old person who wants all the kids to get off their lawn, you can still appreciate this interview specifically for the part where he talks about getting a cease and desist order from Sub Pop. It's a fun conversation, cool guy, making interesting music. Please enjoy. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Park Theatre. Please visit myparktheatre.com to check out all the great shows they have coming up.
Thank you to everyone who supports my dad's show. If you'd like to support Witchpolice Radio, go to patreon.com/witchpolice today.
You're listening to Garbage Hill, Winnipeg's first podcast network.
Welcome to Witchpolice Radio. I'm once again at the food court, the second home of the podcast, and I'm here with someone who's new to the show. So I guess maybe start with your stage name, and we'll go from there, right?
Yeah, I am Drinkbleachh.
With two H's.
Two H's, no spaces.
See, I wasn't sure if the H's altered the pronunciation at all. It was like Drinkbleachh.
No.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted a way to stylize it so it looked a little cooler, and then just there's a funny story behind the name, but it's just something that kind of stands out. Makes people ask questions and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of morbid.
Yeah,
as a name, and I mean maybe that's a good jumping off point. Like from what I've heard of your music, it's I don't know if morbid's the right word for it, but it's kind of like it's a downer.
Yeah, it's pretty self-deprecating for sure. Yeah, it's all pretty down stuff. I mean, like I have more of a history of playing in like punk rock and emo bands and stuff, so I kind of like altered the sound to what I'm currently listening to. I listen to a lot of hip hop and like lo-fi stuff lately, and but stick with the same lyrical content that I would have written when I was a teenager and stuff.
Right,
like
so it's
that.
the same kind of stuff that would fit with the darker sort of.
Yeah, but just kind of change the sound behind it.
Well, it's funny because like when you initially, I know we've been talking for a while about doing this, and when you initially kind of got in touch with me, I was a little unsure whether I should talk to you, and it's not anything about your music particularly, but I think when I had your friend Thatcher Robinson on here before, I had the same issue where, like, I'm a 36-year-old dad.
Yeah.
Your music is not for me. At the time when I interviewed him, I was really kind of struggling with it because it's like I talk to so many different kinds of artists, and usually I have a frame of reference, right? But for that shit, it was just I don't get it. And I've had some conversations with other people in the music scene about this who are in kind of my age group, and I think it's not supposed to be for me. Like if I liked it, you guys would all be doing it wrong, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
because
this thing happens, right? Like I mean, like look at punk rock when it came out. All the parents of those kids absolutely hated it.
That's the devil music.
Right. I'm not saying this is devil music, but I mean, as someone who grew up listening to hip hop too, it's just there's something about, and yours is different, and we'll get into it, but something about that kind of whole current genre that is beyond me, and I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to try to understand it.
Yeah.
We'll just go into it and talk about it. But from what I've heard of yours, again, you're definitely more melodic.
Yes. Yeah. Like that. I think that goes with my background of playing in more of a band setting, where it's like you're singing, less rapping. Honestly, like when I started this project, it wasn't meant to be like a singing project. It was supposed to be like a producer thing. I was making beats for other people, and some of my friends were like, "You've sung in bands. Why don't you do this?" And I was like, I'm this, like, I can't do that. I don't rap. I'm not set up for that. But I like was partying one night, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. And we made a song. That was when I made that first single, I Wish You Never Met Me.
Right. Okay. The one you have the video for.
Yeah. And people liked it, so I put it out, and then it got a lot of plays and stuff like that. So I kind of just kept going with it, and it's turned into something that I love. Like,
cool.
Yeah.
Do you still consider it hip hop, or I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like I'd go like I don't know. I hate the term emo trap. I like the term like post emo.
Okay.
Or like lo-fi.
Which is kind of funny because emo is like a sort of a post itself to punk rock.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think there's more of this going on currently than like true emo bands. So I feel like post-emo is a kind of a cool term.
So this is just kind of what emo has become now.
I think so. Like especially with the whole like Little Peep, XXXTentacion kind of thing, like the lyrical content with the guitar beats. Sometimes they'll sample emo bands and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
It's crazy how popular this stuff seems to be. I mean, just as a genre too, whatever you're gonna call it. Like. And it's all from people, with like YouTube or SoundCloud or just sort of popping up and something just catches. And I think that maybe is part of what I, as an older guy, don't get about it. It's like, I mean, I still listen to records and tapes and CDs. Like, even Spotify is confusing.
Yeah.
And then you have the SoundCloud shit happening. And it's like, it's crazy to see, and really cool too, how fast someone can just blow up and get like millions and millions of listens just from like throwing something out there.
Yeah, I think SoundCloud's like probably one of the coolest tools based on the fact that it's peer based.
Yeah.
So if I fuck with your stuff, I could share your thing. And the fact that that's not like, I mean, you can pay for reposts and stuff like that, but a lot of it is just genuinely fucking with someone else's stuff and then just trying to like, help them further their vision and stuff like that. So that's kind of what happened with that first song that I put out. A lot of people just happened to think it was cool and share it, and then I mean, SoundCloud's really cool for starting out and stuff like that.
Well, and I guess if you get the right person to co-sign it too, right? It's gonna.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like the first big person that shared that one was Smart Death from here.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Well, that guy's got a ridiculous amount of listens and everything.
He's blowing up. He was just in LA doing like a massive like emo night thing in LA. So it was pretty cool.
And that's a guy too. Like, I obviously full respect to the success he's had and everything. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's a different sound, man. Yeah.
It's just like. This obviously works for so many people, and it's cool to see a local guy doing that. But it's beyond me. Like, I just don't get it. So I kind of find that interesting. I mean, just talking to you too, because I mean, your stuff, I feel like I understood it a bit more.
Right.
I think maybe because it's more melodic, and like you say, you come from a background of playing in bands and stuff. And,
like when people because I always get it at work. Like, what kind of music do you do?
Right.
And when I'm explaining it to someone who might not listen to the same kind of stuff, it's like singer-songwriter music with R&B beats behind it, like,
and auto-tune.
And it's just and auto-tune. Like I always say, like I have the production value of Post Malone, but I'm doing like Ed Sheeran stuff and talking about killing myself.
Okay. Well, I guess that's accurate.
It's pretty accurate. Yeah.
So I guess what's the appeal of the kind of the emo subject matter? Like, I mean. I realize that a lot of people across various genres will use that kind of content.
Without sounding corny, I don't even think for me it was much of an appeal. Like, a lot of it is like, it's happened. Like, a lot of it's like, it's the same as someone from New York talking about trapping or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's
the authentic.
Yeah, like that's what's going on.
Okay.
Paraphernalia. Shoes on fire provided each with a 21-year-old, but in large pronounced dead. Detectives found no sign of foul play. But just hours before the rapper was set to perform, he posted a video on Instagram talking about.
I'm scared to find an ounce of inspiration. Yeah, my idols die young, and something's gotta change shit. Overdose of late shit, shot up in the rain shit. I think I might be next, and I ain't even famous. Scared to find an ounce of inspiration. All my idols die young, and something's gotta change shit. Overdose of late shit, shot up in the rain shit. I think I might be next, and I ain't even famous. It seems everyone in the limelight dies quick. Either hanging from a cord like guitar strings, popping fake pills and end up on the front page. Too young to die, you belong on stage. I've always thought I might die young, yeah. Surprised I even made it past 21, yeah. Lost another legend to the kind, yeah. Turn the TV on, we lost another one, yeah. I'm scared to find an ounce of inspiration, yeah. All my idols die young, and something's gotta change shit. Overdose of late shit, shot up in the rain shit. I think I might be next, and I ain't even famous. scared to find an ounce of inspiration. All my idols die young and something's gotta change it. Overdose on late shit, shot up in the rain shit. I think I might be next and I ain't even famous.
Gonna perform.
You can see his tour bus parked right outside.
Unresponsive inside of his tour bus from an apparent drug overdose from Xanax. Behind me, growing memorial fans coming out here all afternoon, pouring out flowers and candles.
I grew up listening to a lot of local hip-hop and going to Peanuts and Corn shows and things like that. And so my idea of what the local rap scene is maybe a decade behind.
Yeah.
I mean, there's groups like 3P and things like that
They're
that are doing
it,
amazing stuff, and it's stuff that I can connect with, and I can, it fits my idea of what Winnipeg rap is. But there's obviously a whole other scene that you're part of, that guys like Thatcher Robinson are part of, that there's all these new artists.
It's coming up. Like,
what is that like? What is it like? What is the scene like?
So, well, it kind of came out of nowhere. I think I got to give a big shout out to Shay for helping us out. Like, basically, he hit me up and he was like, "Hey, I have this festival. I noticed you." And he noticed I didn't apply for it, and I was like, "Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm just new." And he's like, "Well, I really like your stuff, so apply." And I applied. 20 minutes later, I got approved. I networked a lot over that festival, and I think that's a big part of why. I did an EP release and had like 100 people in the room, and like I haven't been doing the thing long, so it's pretty cool. There's a lot of the kind of thing that I'm doing. There's a lot of rappers coming up in Winnipeg doing that right now.
I see new ones almost every day. Like, I'm always just kind of scouring social media to find new local artists, just so I can try to stay up on what's going on. And like, there's tons of people doing that kind of stuff. And it must be like, are there a lot of live shows, or is it mostly just recording projects?
We're doing lots of live shows. Like, I did 2 over the last weekend. We're gonna do. I'm gonna try and do one more big show, but with the whole like weed legal kind of thing. We're gonna try and do it with a house party vibe and like charge a little more at the door, but you get free weed and you get free food. That kind of thing. So we're gonna do one more thing before the end of the year, hopefully.
Well, I'm under the impression weed is fairly heavy in the just the sound. I mean, in general. I mean, it's kind of the slow, lazy sort of sound. Just that whole genre, right? So,
like I guess, like the whole.
I mean, hip hop and weed always have gone together for since time immemorial, right? But like, there's definitely like a slowness that I hear anyway. And I wonder if that's.
I mean, I guess it's definitely influences it. I like a lot of the slower R&B stuff. I'm influenced by guys like Spooky Black and Joji and like stuff like that. So,
cool. And then the auto-tune thing, is that, I mean, you said you've played in bands before, you've sung before. My issue with auto-tune, again, old man yells at clouds. I don't mind it, except I listen to a lot of dancehall. I listen to a lot of reggae.
Right.
And it's become like just so pervasive in dancehall, where every single song has auto-tune.
Right.
And a lot of the time it's guys who, 10 years ago I heard them singing and they were great, and they didn't need it. And it's a stylistic thing. So are you using it as an aesthetics thing, or? For
me, I've always played in a band. So I've sung in a band with no auto-tune, and I've had a guitar in my hands, and that was awesome. This is my way of kind of coming to the new sound. I mean, I like the sound of autotune. A lot of the music I listen to has autotune, so it wasn't a matter of like confidence in my voice or whatever. I use autotune, not even the aesthetic so much as using it as an instrument.
Okay.
I like that I can design new melodies every night.
Right.
Like I cut the tracks, or I cut the vocals when I play live, so I write new melodies all the time.
Oh, cool.
And the fact that you can be so like studio sound on stage is like is pretty cool to me. So I use it more as an instrument, I think, or that's what I try to do anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, how does autotune work on stage? I mean, is it something preset?
Yeah, I use Ableton Live when I play live. So I use a bunch of Waves plugins, and then I just use an interface.
Is someone running that for you, or you just?
I'll hire a DJ. Actually, at my last show, unfortunately, they wouldn't let me bring a DJ, so I had to like tell jokes in between songs and do my own thing. But yeah, usually I have a guy that like fires off samples and then changes the key of my tuning based on the song I'm playing.
Is there the potential to improvise that too? Like, I mean, can the guy controlling you just like change it up?
Well, he doesn't. He won't change the tuning because the tuning's based on key. So then it'll give me notes based on what scale I'm in. I can sing these notes. But then he can improvise in the sense of we'll have a drum rack of random samples that he can fire off at any time.
Okay, so there's still a bit of like, is it
a bit of humanized stuff
rather than
there,
just like here's what's on the album, I'm just doing this, right? You can,
exactly, like I don't just show up with like a USB stick kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, some people do that. A lot of people do that.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
got me playing just a waste of time. Girl, when you fuck me like that, you know I lose my mind. I'm twisted now, but I'll call you in the morning time. Oh. So girl, come right away with me. So far away, they'll never come and look for me. Depression's creeping up, need you close to me. Wait, the drugs are fading fast, maybe just leave me be. Nothing works anymore. I took too much and fell down to the floor. Baby, count your blessings. I'm fucked up, you'll wish you never met me. Oh, nothing works anymore. I took too much and fell down to the floor. Baby, count your blessings. I'm fucked up, you'll wish you never met me. Oh, you wish you never met me. You wish you never met me. You wish you never met
One thing I definitely wanted to ask you about is the t-shirt thing with the bleach. I think that actually is what kind of pushed me over the edge to like, oh, we should totally do this interview.
Yeah.
Because you had the, just for people who haven't seen it, you had the Nirvana Bleach album cover.
Yeah.
And you changed it to pink.
Yeah, I changed it pink and I put an extra H. So I just thought it was clever. Like,
It's funny, yeah.
I grew up listening to a lot of Nirvana. My
me
dad
too,
had me listening to like Nirvana and The Clash and Elvis Costello, like all like the like slightly grungier punky kind of stuff. And I like loved it as a kid. So Bleach was like obviously a big album. The fact that I used the name Drinkbleachh and they have an album called Bleach, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ditch the Nirvana, put Drink and then add an H there and then use the exact same photo. And I actually got another cease and desist like 2 days ago.
Really? Okay.
They took down like 15 of my tweets.
So
everything with a picture of
What happened with the first one? Like the first one, did they just send you a letter? Or?
Yeah, so they sent me a letter and then I didn't get the letter because my last apartment burnt down and I guess that's the only like address they have. So they sent me an email of it. So now I have a PDF of it, which is good because I'm going to put that on a t-shirt.
I think that'd be great. That'd be great.
But no, like I guess it took about 3 weeks and I got an email. Basically, they just
quick,
said they want to
actually.
take it down. Yeah, I was impressed. Yeah. And it was right from Sub Pop too, so like I have no idea how they.
Well, someone's looking out for that. I guess they must have someone like scouring the internet for copyright violations.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you still gonna be selling those though? Or are you?
No, I'm done. They're all sold out. I meant to bring one for you, but I totally forgot. So I'll get you one. I've been throwing them out. I've been telling that story at shows and throwing them in the crowd.
It's a good story.
Because I can't sell them now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they could ask me for money.
I wonder, just like when I saw this all going down on the internet, I wonder if you had changed the image, if it wouldn't have been a violation. Like if you
I actually had a guy on Instagram because once I started posting about that, this graphic artist on Instagram was like, "Oh, I'll alter the photo just enough that you can get away with it."
Yeah.
But at that point, I was like, well, I kind of like went out of my way to be a dick and like tried it. Like I was like, oh, it'd be funny if I got a cease and desist.
Yeah.
So like I didn't like tweet at them or anything. I was impressed that they found it, but
that's kind of cool.
I don't think I'll do it again just because. Defeats the purpose. Like I wanted to do that.
Well, the cease and desist letter is a t-shirt, is hilarious.
Exactly.
Like, right there. That could be an album cover right there too.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you put out an EP fairly recently.
Yep.
When was that?
I put out two back to back basically. Okay. I put one out and then I did a show for it, and the day after I did the show, I put another one out.
What was the reason for that? Did you have it
just to keep stuff out? Yeah. Well, I had the first one recorded.
Turnaround, right? Like one day.
Well, I just kind of was like, oh, I'm new. Why don't I just get a lot of stuff out?
Okay.
And then eventually, hopefully, I'll get to the point where people are like, put more stuff out, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I put the first one out. The first record, like, it's 5 songs, and like my friends heard that way too many times. Like I showed the mixes to all my friends in all my friends' cars, and they all thought it was cool. So I released it, and then as it was coming up to like the release date on Spotify, because you obviously have to submit it early and stuff, I was like, well, fuck it, I'll just do some more songs. So I did a quick 3-song mixtape and then just dropped it the next day.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, what's the reception been to those? People are digging it? Or?
Surprisingly, people like the second one better. I mean, people like the first one, but yeah, I mean, I like that people like the second one better because it's clearly like the sound's getting there. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So what? I mean, are there artists that you think that you sort of not sound like, but that you're inspired by, that you can kind of hear in your own music that maybe you listen to that sort of comes across?
Yeah, like I like a lot of the smaller guys. Like I'm really into this guy called Gucci Highwaters.
Okay.
He's like a SoundCloud guy. He's really good.
Sounds like a SoundCloud guy.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like Little Peep and stuff like that. Like I definitely fuck with what he did, and he's definitely influenced the whole guitar beat kind of sound.
Okay. Is that what the appeal of that guy is? Because I mean, again, I remember when hearing he died and not knowing who he was, and I looked up some of the stuff, and I was like, okay, I see all these people on the internet acting like this guy was extremely important, but
he was kind of my gateway into that genre in the sense that like, whoa, is that Under Oath? Like as the song starts playing, and it's like, oh, okay, I used to listen to that band, and now I wonder what he's going to do with the beat, and that kind of thing.
So it's like you recognize the source.
Yeah, you'll recognize the guitar riff, and it's like, oh, that's cool. I wonder what he's going to do with this, and then all of a sudden you fall in love with like what he's saying or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just thought it was a really neat kind of bridge to kind of bridge like punk rock and the whole rap thing. So yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, because like I don't honestly never heard of him before, and then all this news, and everyone's like, you know, they're acting like the same way they did with Kurt Cobain died. And for me, it was like it makes sense, right? Because it's a different generation. But yeah,
he's a rock star, for sure.
It's weird.
But yeah, I mean, a couple other guys like I like Spooky Black. He goes as Corbin now, but he's like this really cool, super lo-fi artist that does a lot of like the boom bap feel stuff. When I first started, the boom bap stuff was like way more my style than the trap thing, but the trap thing makes more sense for the autotune, so that's why I'm doing that.
Fair enough, Have you tried doing the autotune on the boom bap stuff?
Yeah, there's like 1 or 2 songs I have out that have like that sort of like Jay Dilla feel.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Are you planning on, is autotune kind of the way you're going forward, just to stick with that? Or?
I want it to kind of be my thing. Like when people think of Travis Scott, they think autotune, and I want it to kind of be a similar thing for me.
Okay, that makes sense, As far as shows, like, are you playing shows where you're the only guy doing this kind of thing with the autotune, and it's mostly rappers, or?
I mean, every show that I've played, with the exception of sometimes Shay, will show up with his pedal and let the guys use his pedal. But I'm really the only one with the autotune setup that I've only played a few shows.
Right.
So.
That's kind of cool though, because it makes you stand out a bit, right? I mean, at least.
Well, and it's different because it's like I don't do the hard rap thing. So when they're killing it on the hard rap thing, I feel like at least I can bring something to the table by doing like pop songs basically.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, you're singing, right? So,
exactly.
Do you have you been collaborating a lot with the rap guys? Like, do they see that and be like, oh shit, I need to get this on my?
Yeah, there's a couple of rappers in the city that I want to work with. I actually have a session after today to work on after we record a verse for a song.
Okay.
But yeah, I like working with rap stuff because that's not my strong suit. So So I like kind of mixing it up,
And with the kind of post emo as you're calling it. Do you think there's any possibility that what you do would work over top of live bands? Like, is that?
I would love to. I really look into this band called. I really look up to this band called Nothing Nowhere.
Okay.
And that's what they do.
Oh, cool.
Is that they'll have like a live band. Oh yeah, and it's super cool. They'll have beats. So the drummer plays over tracks and stuff, and then he's just kind of playing like a rock groove, and they'll have guitar live. Sometimes he'll play guitar as he's like rapping and singing. So that's a really cool thing too. I've thought about it. Just for the small shows that we've been doing, it doesn't really make sense yet.
Right, yeah.
But I would love to if I got to playing bigger venues for sure.
Well, I imagine you have the connections from having played in bands before anyway. You probably know enough people to play instruments. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've had people offer to like, oh, I'd love to play guitar with you and stuff. It just hasn't made sense yet. So.
Right, just based on the size of venues and stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Fight about the same thing every single night. Going to the point where I don't even wanna try. Down another bottle just to get it off my mind. Then I'm in my feelings, wishing I could hit rewind. Shorty say she leaving, tryna push me to the side. Yeah. Sick of always feeling like I wanna fucking die. Couldn't hear her pack her bags over all of the crying. Told her if she walks out that door, it'll be the last time. I wanna make it work, yeah, more than my life. See you all the time, but we don't always see it eye, yeah. I think she hates me all the fucking time, yeah. I think she hates me, I just wanna make it right, yeah. Make it work, put time in reverse, yeah. Back to a time, yeah, when things were easier. I hate to see you cry, baby, I hate to see you hurt. Got a body like a model when she taking off her shirt. Make it work, put time in reverse, yeah. Back to a time, yeah, when things were easier. I hate to see you cry, baby, I hate to see you hurt. Got a body like a model when she taking off her shirt. Yeah, hey. You got me feeling alone, yeah. You got me feeling alone. This house is I'm feeling my home, yeah. My brain's like a weapon when I'm on my own, yeah. Hard like a rock, yeah, my heart is a stone. Hard like a rock, yeah, my heart is a stone. I'm a pessimist, but I don't see this work. And every night always the same thing. Arguing about the same shit for like 6 weeks. I know it's worth it when I get the phone ring. I know my baby and kids. If she ever leave, I just hope she don't miss me. I know my baby and kids. Yeah, hey. Make it work, put time in reverse, yeah. Back to a time, yeah, when things were easier. I hate to see you cry, baby, I hate to see you hurt. Got a body like a model when she taking off her shirt. Make it work, put time in reverse, yeah. Back to a time, yeah, when things were easier. I hate to see you cry, baby, I hate to see you hurt. Got a body like a model when she taking off her shirt.
You got the 2 EPs that kind of came out one after another.
Yeah.
And were those released just digitally, or?
Yeah, they were just released digitally. I put the first one was on SoundCloud for like a month or so before it dropped on Spotify, and then the second one dropped on everything on the same day.
Okay, cool.
And what I want to do with the next, like what's next, I guess, in April next year, I'm going to try and put out a full length.
Okay.
And I think we're going to try and do that physically and like drop it on everything the same day, come with a couple videos, that sort of thing.
Is that, I mean, I'm always interested in this question because I listen to physical music still, because I have this ridiculous collection and I can't be bothered to re-get everything online, you know? Mm-hmm. So, but like, is there much interest in the genre you do for physical media, or is everyone just super plugged into?
Across the board, I don't think there is, but for me, like, I love having CDs. So for that reason, that's good enough for me. Like, I'm going to make CDs if I want CDs. So yeah, it is mostly for me. I understand that they probably won't sell a lot. Like,
because I mean, a lot of
no one buys CDs at the merch table at rap shows anymore.
Right, at rap shows,
But I want one, so like I'll get a few hundred made and try and sell them. You know.
Do you think there's potential for that to kind of maybe open you up to a new audience too? Like the fact that you're putting it on a format that maybe isn't the rap format? Like,
yeah, well, and especially like I want to try and get into playing with punk bands more. Like opening for punk bands instead of just strictly working with hip hop guys. So I would, I mean, like I feel like that demographic would hopefully
they would at least get where you're coming from, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's appetite for that? Like, I mean, do you think the punk scene is open to having something?
My buddy's just started a band and we're supposed to do a show together.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
He just started up.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that goes well. I mean, it's always interesting, right? Because I mean, I think that, and I've said this on this show before, when I was playing in bands as a teenager, we played all these community center shows and stuff, and it was like a rapper, a folk singer, a ska band, a punk band, everyone mixed together. And then I've kind of seen it spread out a little bit more, where it's now rappers are staying with the rappers, the punk bands staying with the punk bands, the hardcore band. And it would be nice to see that again, where everything gets shaken up, because
it mixes your like it's gonna mix like the demographic of people listening to your stuff, right? Like, well, and I did that. I did one show, my first show actually. I played like this mansion on Wellington.
Oh yeah, okay.
And a hardcore band opened, and then I played after them.
Okay.
And that was like people loved it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I feel like those two groups of like music fans or whatever.
Yeah. There's some
they can commingle. Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
For
That's
sure.
cool. Yeah. So you thinking the spring for the full length though? Is that?
Yeah, April. Hopefully, we're gonna do like a release for it. So so I've been working on it. I have like the one main single's done. I'm working on a music video for it, and then it'll be like probably like 8 to 10 song kind of thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that all DIY? Are you producing everything?
I'm not necessarily producing everything. I'm gonna mix and master everything.
Okay.
But like, I have my buddy Ray Bans did the beat for the single that I was just kind of mentioning, and then I have some friends like the other single, my friend from Toronto, IDK Charlie. He sings on that. So,
cool. Yeah. Are you self-releasing, or is that still sort of to be figured out?
Still be figured out. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So if someone's hearing you for the first time on the show and they want to find out more about what you do and just hear some of your stuff, what's the best thing for them to do?
Check out my Spotify or check me out on Instagram. That's I'm always posting stuff on Instagram. I kind of fucking never have my phone out of my hand. Like I'm constantly on that, so that's a good way to find me.
Okay.
But yeah, from now on, I'll be putting all my stuff on Spotify as soon as it drops.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you're on SoundCloud as well. And
SoundCloud, Apple Music, Tidal, all the stuff nobody uses. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Tidal, yeah. I've never seen anyone actually use it. I keep hearing about it.
Yeah.
But like, I've never seen anyone have it on their phone or anything.
Spotify, Apple Music is like the only ones that I've noticed plays come from. I think I've gotten paid like a few cents from Google Music or Google Play or whatever it's called.
Cents, right? Yeah. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, do you have any shows coming up in the near future?
Nothing booked right now. Actually, you know what? I do have one. It's a secret. It's like a secret performance. I'm not on the poster, but I'm going to be performing on the 26th for Thatcher Robinson's show.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So you only know that.
Cool. Yeah. Well, and then people who hear this will know that. Why is it a secret? You just got added late or something, or?
I was supposed to be in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
To be doing a couple of music videos with IDK Charlie, because he's putting out a record tomorrow, actually, that I'm featured on.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I was supposed to be down there working with him, but it fell through. Okay. So yeah.
Does stuff like that, connections like that, does that open you up to maybe play shows in Toronto as well? Or?
Yeah, we've been talking about that. I was supposed to do a show out there actually too.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It just didn't work out with getting work off and stuff.
Yeah. The real life interfering with the music life. Right? Yeah, totally. Okay, and then the two EPs are called what?
The first one's called Mixtape 1, and then I put out a 3-song EP called Lately.
Okay, and those are on Spotify and all that stuff as well?
Spotify and Apple Music.
Awesome. Okay, if you want to hear more episodes of this show, go to witchpolice.com. All 300 and whatever episodes are there for free download and streaming. Witchpolice also airs on Sunday nights at midnight on UM FM, but it's a bit of a delay, so like it's October now. This could air in like February. At which point, your albums are still there. People can still get them, so it's kind of cool. It's just like adds an extra boost to the episode for people who maybe missed it the first time. But it's always online. You get it on iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher and all those things. So people should check it out and check out your music. All right, thanks.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah.
Drinkbleachh.